All right. In the background is my trade copier built for the NinjaTrader desktop platform. And today in this video, I'm going to cover the latest features that I've designed to make it easier than ever to manage, configure, and keep track of prop firm accounts all within one place. Let's get into the details. Okay, as I scroll through my accounts, the first thing I want you to notice is the new account status flags. Right here, you have gold flags indicating that an account is funded or, in other words, eligible for some sort of a payout. And then you have gray flags, which indicate that an account is in the testing or evaluation phase. So this makes it easy to quickly see the importance of each account. Also new is the drawdown column. This column is going to let you see the type of drawdown for each of your prop firm accounts. So whether it's a trailing drawdown, an end of day drawdown, which we have two take profit trader evaluation accounts that were end of day drawdown. And then the third option is a static drawdown. So this column, very important to make sure that you're tracking along with the rules of the prop firm. And this is the most exciting feature is the configuration window. So let's get started reviewing this. If you click edit next to the prop firm account, it's going to load a window showing all of the settings. Now, these settings are loaded automatically from our server connected to a spreadsheet file. So we can continuously update this file for changes among all prop firms, which is super cool. So, for example, this account with Apex, all of these green dots indicate that this has been automatically detected. So, for this evaluation account, the amount of profit to goal, the max drawdown, 2,500. What type of drawdown is it? Trailing, end of day, or static? And is the account funded or not? All of this is automatically configured based on detecting one, the name of the account, and two, the size of the account. These are filled in automatically. Okay, I'm back in the settings and just want to show you one more thing, proof that we are managing a list of prop firms on our server right here. So you can see that we currently have 22 prop firms with all of the settings for all of their types of accounts in our list. Again, you will see this updated right here as we update the list of prop firms on our server. All right, let's say that for a specific account, it has not been configured with the correct settings and there need to be some adjustments. No problem, you can easily do that. So let's say that the profit here is actually 4,000. You just change this to 4,000. Let's say that the drawdown is actually end of day. Change it to end of day. Now, if you take a look here, you're going to see that these dots are now gray. That indicates that the setting has now been customized based on what you're saying is the correct settings as the user. So if I click OK on this account, we're going to see this reflected. We now have from funded has changed. The drawdown type has changed to end of day. And if we go back and edit this, we can see that these are the settings that we configured for this account. Now, just to be clear, you can also reset this. So if I hit reset, it's going to reset it back to what has been detected as the correct settings or like the automatically configured settings for that prop firm. Great. Now let's take a look at a funded account. So with funded accounts, there's one key difference. And looking at one of my Bulenox accounts, the difference is profit to goal. So profit to goal is not automatically configured by our software. Reason being, your plan for requesting a payout is going to be different. Everyone's plan is going to be different. There's going to be rules and differences in what your goal is before you're able to request a payout. So, for example, you can just set your goal in here. So, let's say that your goal is $3,600. You just configure it right here, click OK, and now it will measure how far you are in this column from funded, how far you are away from being able to request your payout. Now, scrolling down, I'll show you guys my funded accounts with Apex Trader Funding. So here, I've already configured 5 of these accounts for this example. So I've configured them to $4,800 in a profit goal. So I'll just go through and quickly do the rest of these. I can copy this, just click edit, paste, okay. And I won't do all these, but I'll just do a few to show you. But the point is, you configure for funded accounts, you're configuring your own goal. And again, like Apex calls it, the safety net, right? You need to trade these particular accounts above 52,600 and then further before you can even request a payout. So that's why I'm trading these to 54,800 to be able to then request a $2,000 payout from each of the accounts. So I hope that's helpful. But yes, funded accounts, in summary, you're configuring your own profit goal. The rest of the settings automatically detected as indicated by these green dots. And here you can see the box checked, indicating that the account is funded. One more thing related to funded accounts. So we're here in the indicator settings. If we scroll down, we're going to see a setting right here called Performance Accounts Default Goal. So this is the amount in dollars that you can set. And when you set it, it's going to override or it's going to set a default goal for all of your funded accounts. So if we set this to 8,000, click OK. Now we can scroll through and see all the funded accounts. So here's Bulenox. Here's the Korean prop firm. The Apex accounts and the take profit accounts all have a goal now, right? So the ones that we configured earlier have the goal that we configured. But if we were to clear this out and click OK, it now has a default that we just set of 8,000. So again, the goal here, 8,000, we're already about $2,000 up. So that allows you to set a default goal to be applied across all funded accounts. And then as with the other settings, you can override that in here directly. So I want to pause real quick and say thank you to my customers. Every single video that I publish, you guys are in the comments, lighting it up. And I hope this time will be no different. We need your likes and your comments. I say this every time, but it helps YouTube know to prioritize this so that we can reach more people with the software. So I'll see you in the comments. I'm going to read every single one and subscribe. I want you guys to know coming up, I'm going to be publishing content more frequently, including, as you can see here, approaching payouts. This is my ultimate goal, to give you guys proof of payouts. I'm actually using the software myself, and this helps me understand it and continue to make it better. Thanks, you guys. Next, let's take a look at some simulated accounts. And this is big because so many of you have asked to configure a simulated account as if it's a prop firm account. And now you can do it. So clicking over to the simulated accounts tab, I already have 2 accounts configured down here at the bottom, but let's go ahead and do one together. So we'll do Sim 105. We'll start by clicking here in the actions column, pop up the window. We can see that this account, it's a strange situation because it's at this price, but let's go ahead and consider this account started at 90,000. Let's say the profit to goal is 5,000 with a drawdown of 2,000, and we'll leave it static. So I want you to pay attention closely here to what happens with these settings. A $5,000 goal, a $2,000 loss, it's a static loss. All right, when I click OK, the auto liquidate value is 88,000. Why is that? Because being static, the point where the account will be closed is the original balance of 90,000 minus 2,000 equals 88,000. Cool. So let's edit this account again. Let's now make this a trailing drawdown and click OK. Now we can see that we have a trailing drawdown. So this account's going to behave exactly as if it was a prop firm account with a trailing drawdown of $2,000. Now, if I wanted to make this a little bit more difficult, I could change my peak balance to 39,600 and change, right? And when I click OK, immediately this turns yellow and it's reflected, meaning that our peak balance is in the 93,000s minus $2,000 trail, gives us only $1,200 and change of room left before the account is technically closed. So this is just super cool and a big step forward, being able to configure these accounts for or to act as if they are a prop firm account. So again, looking at one more, Sim 107, starting balance 100K, peak balance, we'll make it 100K and 350. We'll say the goal here is 5,000. It really doesn't matter. Max drawdown 3,000. End of day trail, right? So let's talk about end of day trail, what that means. So what that means is, hold up, I'm going to interrupt myself because there's no need to explain all of that in this video. But I do have a place where you can learn and read and understand. So I want to make sure you know in these configuration windows, there's a link right here. When you click this link, it's going to pull up the website where we've created a whole page dedicated to understanding all of the settings and configurations for prop firm accounts. So starting at the top, the account size. How is it determined? When is it detected and saved? The peak balance, same thing. Sometimes you're going to have to initially set this up when you load the window. And then all these fields down here that are detected from our server. Again, explaining the green dot, the gray dot. We've covered it all down to the drawdown type right here. So make sure you utilize this guide. We're going to be continually updating it based on your feedback. We want this to be easy for you guys. We're doing our best to make it that way. So make sure you just reach out if you have questions, but don't forget to utilize that resource. All right, I want to pause and quickly discuss cloud-based trade copier solutions. So again, I know there's a lot of competition and I'm working around the clock to develop the best solution right here built into the local NinjaTrader platform. So with trades being executed locally, you're going to have quicker execution than trades going into a server in the cloud, then to the broker. That's for one. But also with my software, it's a one-time purchase, lifetime license. So you purchase this software, I'm with you for as long as you're in this game of trading. It's a one-time purchase, unlimited updates, new features, etc. No monthly subscription, no ongoing fees. Again, I'm trying to make this as affordable and as accessible to everyone. And so that's just what I wanted to say. I wanted to add that in the middle here. Let's keep moving. So yeah, these accounts here are with Life Up Trading, a Korean prop firm. But again, just to reiterate, most of you aren't going to have to adjust these settings. These settings are directly linked to a spreadsheet on our server, which we manage and update on a weekly, I would say almost on a daily basis. We're updating this with the latest settings for every account size and type across every prop firm. So most of you won't have to update this window. But again, if there is a prop firm account that is not yet detected by our software or is detected with an incorrect value, that's the idea, right? You begin to edit these values. And again, the dot turns gray, indicating that it has been changed. And if you need to reset it, you just hit reset. So yeah, that's just a reminder. Most of you won't have to touch it, but it's there if you need to configure this because we want all the accounts in this window to be perfectly accurate for you guys. That's the goal. So more things that I've updated in the software is the graphics. So now the rows are highlighted when daily goal, daily loss, or funded status is hit. So again, this makes it more visual and easier to see what's going on with all of your accounts. And just as a reminder, when you take a trade on these accounts, I'll just get into a trade as an example here. You will see that the accounts that have hit daily goal or daily loss or funded status are ignored from the trade, right? This is by design. If these accounts are finished for the day, we don't want them to act as follower accounts anymore. So even though these are configured as follower accounts, they're no longer included in a trade from the master account Sim 101. So don't get confused by these values. These are just configured to give us some accounts here at daily goal and daily loss. But I just want to remind you how to configure these values. Again, you can reset these columns right here. So if I click this twice, we'll go ahead and reset that. To configure a daily goal, you just click in the cell and scroll your mouse wheel up and down. So we'll do 800 here. Again, here, you just click, scroll up and down, loss of 500. To enable daily goal and daily loss, you check the box. And it's going to automatically do the same value as you go down the row. So if I want to configure all these accounts, I just continue clicking through and checking the boxes. And now we're all set on all these accounts. Daily goal 800, daily loss 500. One more way to configure these accounts is in the window. So if I click edit, I can adjust this to any setting I want, such as 850 or negative 450. So we'll see that in this window. If these scrolling values are not accurate enough, you can adjust them further in the window right here. In the same way that you need to check the box to activate daily goal and daily loss, you also need to check the box to activate funded status. So by checking this box in next to the from funded column, that's what's going to enable the software to liquidate your accounts when funded status is achieved. Same way over here. By checking these boxes, it activates your accounts to be liquidated when daily goal or daily loss is hit. One more feature worth noting when it comes to prop firm accounts and risk management is Exit Shield. This feature is off by default, but once it's turned on, you will get an additional button down here. I'll turn it off and we'll get into a long trade. I'm just going to place a limit order and we'll take it up and fill it. You can see that we are in the trade. Now, I'm able to move my stop loss wherever I please. Do you guys see this? All right, so let's close the trade. Let's go ahead and turn Exit Shield on and get into another trade. With Exit Shield on, it prevents a stop loss move away from the market. So you can see that as I'm tempted to move my stop loss, it snaps it back into place, restricting me from risking more than my original stop. So my original stop in this trade was 30 points. I'm unable to move this and increase my risk, which again prevents a lot of chaos and mistakes. Many of us are guilty of this, right? We're guilty of widening our stop loss when it's clearly against our plan. We have the original stop. We should not ever be allowed to increase it. And so this prevents that action automatically. Okay, we're almost finished with this update. I wanted to show you guys quickly my chart trader tools. You can go watch more videos on this. In fact, I've included them in the description, but here you have the basic chart trader tools. Things like a break even button, the ability to attach orders to indicator plots. You can see here I'm able to, with one click, attach this order at the 50 EMA. So I hope you guys will check this out. Even in the essential chart trader tools, things like being able to preview your trade right here. So I can click and preview my target and my stop, and even adjust the target and stop before the trade is filled. So I've put a ton of time into this. And while the majority of my time is in the trade copier right now, the chart trader is still a big part of what I've created, and really over 1,000 users on the chart trader alone. So I hope you guys will go check out some videos and see if there's anything in here that will help you. So we're back to the main screen with all prop firm accounts. And again, I just want to remind you that I know you have options. And so I want you to look in the description right now, because I've created a trade copier comparison chart. I've also made it easy for you in the description to find a link where you can read more about this trade copier that I've created and make the purchase. Lastly, I just want to give you a special thanks for making it all the way through this video. Man, thank you so much for giving me the time and the attention. I really appreciate it. I know your time is valuable, and so I hope this software and this content has helped you see clearly how you can manage all of your accounts, easily copy trades across all of your accounts, and do it at one price for life. That's what I'm trying to do here. I want to continue creating value, updating the software with new features, and I'm pumped up right now because truly getting a lot of momentum in developing the software, just kind of based on my customer feedback, based on my own experience with the software, as you can see. So I hope you'll hit me in the comments, let me know what you think, and expect another video within the next few weeks or month, as I'm going to dive deep into the Tradeovate and TradingView platform and how the software detects orders and copies trades across accounts, again, with ease. That's the goal, right? I want you guys to be focused on making good trades, not having to be concerned about what are my follower accounts doing. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.